A Jolly Good Natter over coffee and biscuits is back. My name is Richard Story, and as ever, I am joined by my indefatigable colleague who always remembers his name, which is
Mark Cameron.
Yes, it is. You always remember it. I mean, do you write it down somewhere secretly or something?
You're proud of that, aren't you?
I am, yes. Well, anyway, listen, now, I've not been very well lately. And although, you know, there's going to be various bits of banter hurled back and forth, and I know we tease each other relentlessly and all of that, and I still haven't forgotten that you just abjectly, adamantly refused to give me a reference to become Prime Minister last time we spoke. However, I haven't been very well, and I just want to say that in all of this batting back and forth of various bits of witticism and mirth and merrymaking, I have to tell you that jokes about poo are not my first choice.
So we're not going to talk about the...
They're not my first choice, but they are a solid number two. Give me some more coffee before I choke myself.
Oh, gosh. Well, 2 episodes ago, we was mentioning about getting paid. Well, you was mentioning about getting paid.
Oh, yeah, well, you're doing it for free, are you? I forgot to mention about that. Yes, I've been doing quite well out of these.
Yes. So I mentioned to you that you are getting paid, but you're getting paid for free. So
yes, I remember that. Yes. You see, now, because, you know, really, that's quite an unkind way of going on, I have to say. So you should repay me by actually writing a reference for me so that I can go and become Prime Minister, as we spoke about last time.
On the previous pod, I was more concerned about your faculties when it comes to you being Prime Minister.
Oh. Any particular ones?
Can't say it on the pod.
Oh.
Just in case.
Well, yeah,
because you remember, you're applying for it. So if they listen to the pod and they hear this, then you will automatically get rejected. So maybe it's probably a good idea that you just...
Oh. Well, you might be right. But, I mean, the judge said it would all be kept confidential. Anyway.
Yes.
Well, in 100 years, who's going to care? That's what I say. It's important to maintain the broad view.
So do you have another taste test this episode?
I do. Are you hungry or something? Right, here we are. This time we have these are Fox's Rocky chocolate bar biscuit things, or whatever they are.
On the previous episode, we had the McVitie's Gold bars.
Yes, which we didn't rate particularly highly. Now this time, have you had this one before though?
No.
No, right, okay. So this time we should maybe not reveal our score, or not give our opinion until we've committed to a score.
Sure.
So that we're not influencing each other in either a positive or negative. Oh, that's interesting. The chocolate's all melted. Well, of course, because it's a sunny day. It's not that hot, is it? I'm surprised. Anyway, here we go then. Actually, the melted bit's quite nice.
It does remind me of the Maltesers in regards to the crunch, apart from the cream that was inside it before.
Yes, there is a similarity there. But you realise we're breaking our own rules here by talking about it before we've decided on a score. Well, I think I know what my score is going to be.
Yes, so what is your one going to be then? Well, actually, I'll write my one down first.
Okay. I won't look.
I like the crunch on this.
Yeah.
I said it is very similar to the...
There are similarities, yes.
So I will go 8.5.
Now that's very interesting, because completely independently of that, my score was 8.
Wow.
And it's interesting that the one we tried last time, the gold bar thing, there were similarities with that. It still had the same kind of crunch, but somehow this one was better. It had more of a taste to it.
Yes, that is... Yes.
From the first bite, rather than waiting for a sugar kick at the end. It would have been even nicer if it hadn't been melted, but, you know, can't do anything about the weather, can you?
Yeah, that's...
Although when I'm Prime Minister, I'll fix that as well. I've realised you're just jealous because you want to be Prime Minister. Now it all makes sense. Well, I'll tell you this. Don't come and ask me for a reference because you won't get one. Serves you right. Ha! There you are. Thwarted your plans before it even started. So what you got to say to that, Mr. Cameron?
Wow.
Ha! Do you realise we once had a Prime Minister called Mr. Cameron? Look what trouble he got into. So if you do want to become Prime Minister...
He did okay up until his second term, let's just say that.
All right. So if you are going to become Prime Minister, you're going to change your name just to avoid all association.
The funny thing is, when at my previous jobs, when customers used to ask me what my name was, I used to say, "Oh, my name's Mark Cameron," as the old prime minister, just so they can remember my surname.
You used to say that.
I did. It was quite funny because look what he got us into. Well, you're not going to forget my name now, are you?
Well, I'm amazed that you don't forget it yourself. Every time we do one of these recordings, you always remember it. But no, the thing that happened with my name was when you're doing whatever thing it is, and someone says, "What's your name?" and you tell them, and then they say, "Oh, can you spell that for me?" And so I spell out my surname, and they always kind of look a bit quizzical, and they go, "Oh, is that Storry? That's an unusual way of spelling it." Well, no, it's the proper way. It's the proper way of spelling it.
Do you remember the first time we met? I asked you, and you said, "Yes, it's Mr. Richard Storry," and you went, "Yes, it is 2 R's," and I went, "Ah."
And no E. That's right.
Yes.
Now, I can tell you now and fill it all in for you that really, technically speaking, the correct pronunciation is the short vowel sound. So really, it should be pronounced Storry. But I have to say, that's difficult to say. Richard Storry. Like that. So, and I got so fed up of saying to people, "My name is Richard Storry." People go, What did you say?" So I just changed it to Story. And everyone goes, "Oh, okay." And then that's when they say, "Oh, but the spelling is a bit strange." Now, unbeknownst to me, my brother, who has exactly the same surname, wouldn't you know, he did exactly the same thing. He also changed the pronunciation of his to the same thing because he was having the same problem. And he was a radio news reader, so he had to get that sorted out.
We have a slight problem here.
Why?
You said you want to apply to be Prime Minister.
Yes.
You've just lied. Because obviously that's not your real name, is it, Storry?
That's my stage name. Yeah. Well, look at Elton John. He's got a different name and he did all right. Michael Caine's got a different name. Should I tell you something?
Please.
Oh, good. Well, since you're sitting there, you might as well listen. I've noticed that sitting over there at the other table, there's someone reading a book. And all the while we've been sitting here, they've only had a few pages left to go. And I've kept wondering, they must be reading very slowly because they're almost at the end, and yet they just don't seem to ever actually get there. Maybe he's trapped in a time loop.
It's like a notebook.
Well,
because there's no title on the front, if you look. You see?
Yeah, yes, but if you have a hardback fiction book, for example, it often has a paper jacket around it. And I know some people, if they want to take the book out, they leave the paper jacket at home because it's going to get, all sorts.
I never see the point of those. Yeah, I know it looks pretty, those little paper jackets. Looks nice little finish to the book.
I've got rather. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, if it is a notebook and he is maybe rehearsing something, maybe for or memorizing something.
Oh, it's not a notebook because I just saw him put it down to turn the page, and it's definitely a printed book.
Ah, fantastic.
Definitely, yes. Shall we go and ask him what he's reading? He's obviously engrossed. If he's engrossed, so maybe we'd better not disturb him. I wonder what it's about. What do you think someone, you look at someone and they look like, if they own a dog, they say quite often their owners look like their dogs. So I wonder whether you can tell what sort of book someone's reading by the way they look.
Talking of books.
Yes.
Do you remember a couple of episodes ago we mentioned that I will be providing you Dopamine Nation for you to read? Yes, the very
one that I said I wasn't going to read. Yes, I'd be much happier if you were handing me one of the books that I'd written, but it's a thought that counts.
One of the books you've written.
Yes. I keep getting emails from Amazon saying, based on your recent browsing activity, we thought you might be interested in this, and they show me one of my very own books. Right, so you've read this, have you?
I have.
Right, well, let's see how much you remember. Okay, you ready? In 2007, I'm reading now, listener, okay, I'm not just making this up. In 2007, Drake was in his first semester of his first year of medical school. He'd driven out to the northeast from California, trading the sun-baked grasslands of the Pacific coast for the colour-drenched rolling hills of New England in... You don't know?
No, I can't remember that.
Well, I can tell you the answer. It's here in front of me.
I know, you got the book.
Yes.
Please tell me.
You want to know? Okay. The colour-drenched rolling hills of New England in all their autumnal glory. And I thought that was obvious. Well, it obviously hasn't stuck in your mind, have it? You're just wasting your time reading that.
As you know, when you read a book more than once.
Do you?
If you want to get the full insight into a book.
Yes.
If you're reading a story,
yes.
It's slightly different. If it's something that you want to learn or something that you want to take on board for future reference, then what you do is you read it more than once. So remember, your level of consciousness is what you pick up at the time. So I picked up different bits of information. What I would have, because I don't really care about Drake.
Yes.
So that's not someone that would.
But he cares about you deeply.
He doesn't even know I exist.
Oh.
No.
I'll write and tell him.
Do you know his address?
No, but he's bound to send us an email at ajollygoodnatter@gmail.com sooner or later.
We would get a lot more listeners if he did actually listen to our pod and actually recommended us.
Well, yes. Well, why don't we do that then? Do you know, I can tell you, my mum does a funny thing when it comes to book reading.
Mm-hmm.
If she reads a whodunit or something like that,
Yeah.
no matter how many times I tell her, she turns to the back first and finds out who done it before she'd even read the thing. And I say, why do you do that? Because I want to see how all the clues link up. Now I can sort of get that. But the whole point of a book like that is you enjoy the process of being tricked and hoodwinked and led down the wrong path.
Yes.
There was one time I read an Agatha Christie book,
mm-hmm.
and it's generally taken to be her... Have you read any Agatha Christie?
I have not.
Right, okay. Well, the one that is generally taken to be her most accomplished, her best one of all, is called And Then There Were None. Because most of her books, there's like someone who gets bumped off near the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Then after a little while, someone else gets bumped off because the killer realizes someone's getting too close to the truth. And that's about it. But in And Then There Were None, there's 10 of them. And 10 of them have all got to get bumped off to get through this story. Anyway, so I was sitting there reading it, really quite engrossed in this. And halfway through, I suddenly realized who the guilty one was. And I was so... On the one hand, I was really pleased with myself for having realised who the culprit was. And at the same time, I was also a little bit disappointed because there's joy in the journey. There's the fun of being tricked and duped and everything. Anyway, I carried on reading, got to the end, and the big reveal came, and I realised I'd been completely wrong and I hadn't got it right after all.
Oh, okay.
So she managed to con me into really thinking that I knew the answer.
That is brilliant. So just to confirm the listeners, it's Dopamine Nation that I've handed to Richard.
Yes.
And we will be testing Richard on the next pod to see if he's read any chapters of the actual book.
Dopamine Nation. And the subtitle is Finding Balance in the Age of Indulgence. Right. Are you suggesting that I indulge myself too frequently? Although I just can't balance very well. I worry about you, you know.
It just makes you aware of not yourself. Well, it will make you aware of yourself and certain habits you may have that you're unaware of, but also by just sitting there. Do you remember on one of our first pods, and I mentioned, what did you see people doing on the train? Did you see people on their phones?
Yes.
And what happens is that opens your eyes up to a different perspective on things, your surroundings and things like that.
Well, it does. In fact, since you mentioned the trains, when I was on my way to my rehearsal a couple of days ago, the route, the particular journey that I do, they hardly ever check tickets. But this time they did. And you know, it's funny design, those trains, those East Anglia trains, because there's lots of seats with only a very narrow thing. And when you're sitting in the seat, you can't see anyone in the next seat or one behind because you're sort of in this little enclosed space. So I didn't even realise someone was coming checking the tickets. The first I knew was when he's standing right there. Suddenly there goes, "Tickets, please." I went, "Oh," like that. I was surprised. I went, "Oh, that's very unusual because hardly anyone ever comes to check." So I had to faff around and find where my ticket was. I did have a ticket, I hasten to add, and I thought I'd better mention that because I wouldn't want to lose my job as Prime Minister over something as trivial as not doing it.
You got a stage name as well, I remember. So, you know,
exactly,
lots of things are coming out on this episode.
Well, it's true. So I produced my ticket. But the point is, when he said, "Tickets, please," and I went, "Oh, that's unusual," because I was taken a bit by surprise. And he just glared at me as though, you know, "How dare you say that it's unusual? You know, we check tickets on here all the time." Well, he jolly well doesn't, and I know that because he hardly ever does.
Or maybe he thought, this guy hasn't got a ticket. Maybe I can get my bonus.
One of those penalty fares or something. Well, I did have the ticket, so his master plan was thwarted before it could take root. It was quite an expensive ticket, though. Yes. I mean, all it is just a bit of paper anyway.
Did you book in advance?
Well, no, I didn't. But, well, because it's a bit like when you and I do our recordings, you see, we kind of make, you know, just book it on the spur of the moment sometimes. And it's a bit like that.
if you're Prime Minister, you need to be more organised.
Yes, but see, when I'm Prime Minister, I'll have someone to do all that for me.
You just bark out the orders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and someone else can make all the dinner and do the laundry and everything. And I just go into Parliament once a week and answer questions.
Yes.
I could do that, as is evidenced by these very podcasts. Never short of something to say.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, the coffee's very nice today, and it seems to be staying hotter for longer than normal. Maybe it's because the day itself is hotter.
Well, it isn't a vacuum flask, so it does. Oh, and also I did add a little bit less milk today as well.
Yes.
I did change the way I made it.
Right.
So I put one less scoop in.
Right.
Added a little bit more hot water.
Yes.
And by doing so, added a little bit less milk.
Well, that seems to have, enhanced it. So maybe next time, what if you heat up the milk before you add it in? There's a thought now. They do that in places. They say, do you want hot milk or cold milk with it? And the first time they asked me, I had no idea. You just open the fridge and put the milk in. I never thought about heating the milk up first.
It could be, yes. It could be. That would be a good idea.
And that reminds me of something else. Some people really get hot under the collar, no pun intended, but when they make tea, they say you have to warm the pot.
Oh,
people who say that. You don't just pour the tea into the cold pot, warm the pot first. And then, right. Well, okay, if they want to do that, I get that. But they never warm the cup, do they? See, they didn't think of that. Now, that's something else I'll sort out when I'm Prime Minister.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, some people, I don't know if you've seen this, some people put the cold water, coffee, milk, and then put it in the microwave and then heat it up. Have you seen that before?
No, I haven't.
I've seen some people do that.
Dear, oh dear.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything more unpalatable. Well, I probably could, but
Yeah.
Oh.
It's unusual, isn't it?
Yes. The other thing, I used to know someone who would make, when making the tea, they would put the milk in first and then put the tea in. And so for the first few seconds, you just got this very anemic, pallid liquid that takes quite an appreciable time to assume the right kind of appetizing colour.
People are very specific in the way they make teas.
Yeah, and even more, less so, coffee even more so. But yes.
It's quite amusing to see people say, no, that's not the way you make a cup of tea.
Yes. Do you like tea?
I love tea.
Well, in that case, never ever go to America, because there they've got no idea about how to make tea.
I've heard.
Did I explain this to you?
No, but you can.
Okay, I will then. Since we're here talking about stuff, I will tell you. If you're sitting in a cafe or a restaurant in America and you want what you and I both think of when we think of a cup of tea, right? If that's what you want, you have to ask for hot tea. If you just ask for tea, you get iced tea.
Oh.
If iced tea is what you want, that's fine. But if you want what we think of as tea, you ask for hot tea. But when this hot tea arrives, what they actually bring you is a cup of hot water with a tea bag on the side. And you have to pick up the tea bag and dunk it in yourself and stir it around.
Interesting.
But the water itself isn't boiling now. It's been in the cup for a little while. They've got no concept of the need to pour the boiling water onto the tea. That's the crucial factor.
That is...
And no wonder they've ended up with a president like that. When I'm Prime Minister, I'll sort this out.
That is very, very interesting.
Yes, and the result is extremely unsatisfactory.
That is very interesting.
And I'll mention that next time I'm invited to the Boston Tea Party.
Wow.
Yes.
That is... Because you need a tea bag in with the hot water to let it brew for a little bit.
Yes.
Add a little bit of milk if you so wish.
I mean, imagine, and here in the UK, it's often one of the things, if someone's going through a bit of a tough old time, you say, oh, well, let me make you a cup of tea. And the last thing you want is to hand them this insipid thing, that looks like yesterday's dishwater. You don't want that, do you?
No. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is quite
because it's like, sometimes, it's just when you think that things are looking at their absolute blackest. That's when someone will come along and put a comforting hand on your shoulder and say, things are looking their absolute blackest.
Yes.
Yeah. Now that's not the time for an insipid cup of tea. I don't care what anyone says. Anyway, when I'm Prime Minister, I'll sort that out. Now, dear listeners, if you're hearing a lot of shouting in the background, a family outing has arrived. Adults and kids throwing around frisbees and flying circles and rings and all sorts, having a lovely time.
Yeah, it's really good to see, actually.
Yes. But they haven't invited us to join in, so they're obviously not
No.
very sociable. Maybe we should invite them to join us here.
Funny enough, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy a frisbee. Actually,
Are you?
yeah, I'm gonna have to buy one.
But what are you going to do with it?
Oh, almost.
When I was little, I used to be able to be pretty good with frisbees. I remember throwing them around with my friend David, who lived across the way. And then one day, a few years later, and I tried again, and it just couldn't do it. I tried to, do that backflip thing where you throw it like that, and it just wouldn't skin like it used to. I'd somehow lost the neck.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. Maybe if I regained the skill, I could have a better chance of becoming Prime Minister.
Okay, yes.
Because then I could go and have my photo taken in nurseries and things like that, and everyone would think, what a nice fellow I am. See? And
Well, I'll have to check your references, though, because remember I said your faculties that I mentioned earlier.
Well, you mentioned that, but then that wasn't the reason you wouldn't give me a reference. You said you wouldn't give me a reference because I wasn't polite enough. Now, that's different.
Yeah, that's part of it. I only gave you part of why.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really want to disclose, as I said. I still want you to get the job, clearly.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm not sure it is that clear, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, and if I do get it, what am I going to do with you then? I say, you didn't help me, did you?
Well, you're helping the nation.
I was going to give you a top job on the front bench, but I'm not so sure anymore.
But then I'll have to listen to everybody in Parliament talking.
I'll tell you what I'll do, because I don't want you to feel like I'm completely disowning you.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm Prime Minister, I'm standing there at a dispatch box, delivering my great oratory, which will, stir the heart of the nation. I will be gracious and kind enough to allow you to sit behind the Speaker's chair and do a nice little taste test all by yourself.
Thank you. That would be fantastic.
As long as you don't chew noisily, because I don't want it to disturb my speech.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant.
You're very kind.
Yeah.
Right, so can I have the reference now?
No. Unfortunately not. No.
Oh, now look, they've thrown that thing into the tree and he can't get it. Oh, no, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
For a moment, I thought he was going to be stuck up there forever.
So have you got any plans for the rest of the week? Any more exams? I mean, you've always got exams.
Well, yes, the exams are a rolling process. I do. I've got to refine all my piano accompaniments for the show that I've got coming up, starting very soon. And also preparing a lot of music for the Easter services that are coming up at church. I've got several of those to do. And then after that, I'm getting on the plane, or getting in the plane, I should say, to go to America to meet my family over there. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, if you do get on the plane, I'm not too sure you'll be able to hold on while it's taken off.
Well, that's it.
Or flying through.
But it is cheaper to do that way. You tie a bit of string around it and just hold on tight.
Would you survive, though?
Well, I think I would, but of course you wouldn't get the at-seat trolley service.
Yeah. What would you wear? Would you wear goggles? Because you'd be going quite fast. You're going over, about 400 or 500 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
And you don't want anything going in your eye.
Well, you have to keep your eyes shut, wouldn't you, I suppose?
Yeah.
Oh, so you couldn't even watch a movie?
No.
Maybe that's not such a good idea then.
So you'll be over there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Something like that, depending on whether America is still open then and whether the flights are still operating. It's all a little bit ground shifting beneath the feet at the moment, isn't it?
You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine.
Maybe if I just give them my Mr. Bean smile and yes, I shall do that.
I used to love Mr. Bean when I was younger.
He was a classic. Look like Mr. Bean, they do.
Yeah, he's a classic. He is.
Yes.
Because he did Blackadder.
Yes, he did.
Did he do? He did something else. I can't remember.
Oh, he's done all sorts.
Yeah.
He did a thing called
Maid Marian. Is that Mr. Bean?
That was one of the Blackadder things because there were lots of characters. But
Yes.
there was also the Thin Blue Line where he was a police officer.
Yes.
As well as and not the 9 o'clock news where he first started. Yes.
Yeah, he's a classic, isn't he?
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. So, there we have it. We feel like we've reached a natural conclusion there. Have we reached a natural conclusion?
We have today, yes.
Well, it's occurred to me that if we stop the recording about now, then no one will hear when I duff you up until you agree to give me a reference to be Prime Minister. How about that?
So if there's not another podcast next week, listeners, then you know that we've ended our friendship over this Prime Minister role that Richard is trying to apply for.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be Prime Minister. It can be anything, with a bit of prominence to it. I mean, King would be all right.
King?
Yeah. Because then you get all the pomp and circumstance, but without any of the responsibility.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, well,
Yeah, see, that'd be all right.
yeah, because kings and queens are not the same as what they were
No
hundreds
one
of years
says
ago.
like all that stuff in Birmingham about all the rubbish and the litter that's mounting up.
Oh,
Everyone
gosh,
blames
yeah.
Keir Starmer, but no one blames the king, do they? He's sitting pretty in Buckingham Palace, having his gourmet meals morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
See, I could do that. I wouldn't mind at all.
He's in Italy at the moment.
Well, in that case, I can go pop in while he's away. Yes.
What about security?
Well, you see, people always ask me this when I go and stay in a posh hotel. They say, "Oh, you're staying in a posh hotel. That must be expensive." And I've got a clever little hack.
Okay.
See, and so listeners might want to try this themselves. What you do is you just kind of saunter with confidence into the entrance hall, into the lobby, as though you're perfectly entitled to be there. And you just take a seat in one of those chairs that's there, and you just watch carefully, because sooner or later the receptionist behind the counter will disappear from behind the counter to attend to something or other. And when that happens, you've got about 30 seconds to dart behind the counter yourself, grab one of the keys to the rooms, and disappear off up there. They'll never know you're there.
You just disclosed this on the podcast, so you being Prime Minister is going to be a problem.
But all the Prime Ministers do that. They've told me, every one of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
See, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is, certainly an interesting scenario right now.
Anyway, I'll have to go now because I've got an appointment at 10 Downing Street, and you can't come. So,
Brilliant.
Yes. They're interviewing me to be the cleaner, the one who sweeps the steps.
Well, I think that job would be more appropriate for you than Prime Minister.
You're very kind, and you can be my deputy.
I'm okay in the role that I'm currently doing. That's okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're very kind.
So thank you very much for listening there.
Yes, thank you. Don't forget the email address. We'd love to hear from you at jollygoodnatter@gmail.com. And if you're enjoying these inane chats, please do share them with your friends. We'd love to have more people listening in, and they'd like to join us too.
Yes.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, so please join us next time.
Yes, and also, as always, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Yes, and be nice to each other.
Yes, just like we are always. Well, I am. Can I have a reference now?
And on that note, thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a good week.
Goodbye.